Hey everyone, I am going to share with you just how to build foundation. Okay, there's different tools you use, there's different products that you use to kind of build foundation, and so I'm going to do that with y'all. So I do have a little bit of eye makeup and stuff on. So we're not doing, I'm just going to kind of do the build the foundation. I do have my face is already cleansed and moisturized. Okay. So what is the very first thing I do? So I have learned some new tips with this amazing finishing spray. If you do not have this, you need to get one or two bottles, okay? It's really fabulous. And so first of all, I'm going to spray my face first before I do anything, okay? Okay. Now, the tip that I've given y'all before is to spray it after a primed face, which I'm going to do. I'm still going to do that, okay? But this is really for somebody that, number one, it just feels good. It hydrates the face, okay? So also, it kind of settles in everything really well, okay? So my face is not tacky, it's not sticky. It's just it feels hydrated, okay? Now, obviously, I have my moisturizer and all that on, which is a little extra, okay? So you can skip that step and you can just do it after the primer. But the bottom line is to have a finishing spray on your face before you apply color, your foundation, okay? So whether you do it now or after the primer, either way, okay? So now I'm gonna hit the foundation primer. Must, okay? Must. If you're oily, it doesn't matter, okay? This is silicone. It's not gonna leave your face oily. I rub it into my fingertips, kind of let it, rub it really good. And then I rub it on my face, okay? It's another little trick that I learned is to rub it really good, like warm it up. And so that makes a difference, okay? Now, I'm going to spray again, okay? So like I said, you can skip the first step if you choose to, okay? But either way, you want to make sure, like the first step you can stick it, but that step you cannot, okay? So the step of the finishing spray after the foundation primer is a must step. Okay, it really is going to keep the makeup on. It's going to help. It's going to help the overall appearance, but it's also going to kind of help it keep it on all day. Okay, and of course you're going to always spray at the very end of all of your makeup, meaning eyeshadow, blush, everything. So it's the very last thing you do to complete everything. Okay, but I'm not going to be doing a full look, so I won't be doing that part, but I just want to kind of bring that up, okay? All right, so I'm going to start with the light coverage. Now, this is really just what I do every day, okay? So if I'm going out to a party or something like that, then I will just maybe apply more foundation, but this is what I do every day, okay? So the first thing I do is I do my CC cream. I believe that everyone should do CC cream on their face, okay? Oily girls, CC cream on your face. I know that you feel like I'm oily. It's just kind of, falling off my face. Well, that is because the skin is not prepped correctly is why that's happening. You either have, either your moisturizer is too oily. There's things that are going on with your skin this is not the cause of it. Okay, so this is a really great product, I really believe, for everybody. Okay, so whether you're using this and then maybe just a setting powder, okay, some of y'all are doing that because maybe you used to use the mineral powder foundation and we don't have that anymore. So you have learned to use this with the setting powder, great. Okay, that's all the coverage that you want. Okay, but if you're somebody that wants to use just the CC cream, okay, you can use that for a very light coverage. And you can maybe put a little translucent on top if you want, or nothing, okay? Or you can use the CC cream with a foundation on top and then a powder, okay? So there's like it's buildable, okay? So let's just go for it. Let's talk about that, okay? So the first thing I'm gonna do is I'm gonna take my sponge and I'm gonna put my foundation, my CC cream on my sponge, Okay, now this sponge is for the lightest coverage. Okay, so if you wanted to use, put your foundation on and just have a real light coverage, then you could use this sponge for that. Okay, so the sponge just really does create just a lighter look. Okay, if you are using your foundation, your liquid foundation, okay, I'm talking liquid foundation. If you're using liquid foundation, I would squirt that setting spray on the sponge before you do that, okay? Because this sponge works best when it's a little bit damp. Okay, now the CC cream has moisturizer in it, and it's already kind of it's very creamy, and so I don't necessarily wet it because I just now sprayed my face. Okay, but if this is if I was going to be doing no CC cream, okay, and you were just going to be using your foundation, you would spray the setting spray on the sponge, make the sponge a little wet, and then apply your foundation. Okay, so I just want to make sure I'm explaining that correctly. So that's just another tip for you. Okay, if you're doing the foundation with the sponge. Okay, so that's the first thing I do. It says light coverage. Okay, it's just a CC cream. Okay, using the blending sponge. The next thing that I do is I use the foundation. Y'all, this is for every day, okay? Now, I still have a little bit of redness. There's just certain areas I want more coverage. That CC cream is not foundation. It is a complexion corrector. It does correct my complexion. I mean, I could go out for the day and be fine. Okay, I could, but I like to put a little bit more on. Okay, I like the luminous look. I like a little bit of the glow, so I like the CC cream for that as well. Okay, so I'm actually, so that was actually light to medium, just for y'all to know, was light to medium, and then for my skin tone, and then this is going to be the N200. Okay, so then what I'm going to do with this one is I am going to actually just dot in these areas. Okay. So I know a lot of you, I've been talking to you about doing this. So this is why I'm kind of sharing this tonight, because I really want y'all to have a reference for this. Okay. Now this brush, okay, I absolutely love. It's the blending brush. And it's just for more full coverage. Okay, it's just fuller coverage. So it's just a little bit. Okay, now if I didn't have eye makeup on, I would 100% put the foundation on my eyelids. Okay, you want to make your eyelids the same color as your face. Okay, and I always bring this down my neck as well. Okay, the other brush for like more of a medium coverage is this foundation brush. Okay, so whatever tool you use really does help with the application of how you know what kind of coverage you're going to get with that. Okay, so those are the different tools for building foundation. Okay, these are the different tools that you can use for that. Okay. There's some days that I will take my CC cream and instead of putting it on the sponge, I will use this brush. Okay, because I want like a little bit more. I want a little bit more coverage, and so I'll use the brush. So it just really depends on kind of how you want to do it. Okay, and then of course I would put my concealer on, my under eye corrector. But for tonight's purposes, I'm just going to kind of show you. Did I not bring my little sponge? Yeah, here it is. I love this little sponge. I'm just going to take the translucent and I'm just going to pat it here. Okay. Kind of bake my eyes for a second. And then I'm going to take my setting powder, and this is in medium ivory. I'm going to take my powder brush and I'm going to tap it. Here, can I put a little bit on there? I'm going to blend that powder. So, like, if I, lighter under the eyes. So I didn't put any concealer or anything. So, I mean, it just depends. And then I gave me a little bit of extra coverage with a little bit of extra color, if you will, with using that setting powder. Okay? With using the setting powder. So that is just, that's pretty much a full coverage look. And you didn't take any time. It was really super quick. So that's just a couple of little tips on kind of how I use all these different, from the setting powder, the translucent powder, definitely combining a CC cream with a foundation, really great every day. Deciding on what tool, you want to use. I use several. I use all of them. Always putting on the primer, and then of course always using the setting spray. So there you have it. That's how you kind of build your foundation. If you have any questions, go with your consultant. CC cream, game changer. Everyone should have one no matter what. If you're oily, not oily, everyone should have a CC cream. 100%. I really do think it makes a huge difference in the wear of your makeup, the coverage, how it looks. I just think it's really, really important. And of course, I think it's a very good idea to use two, okay, to use both. So I hope you learned something. Get with your consultant and she will share, any of the prices with you. And if you want to do the foundation quiz, we can get you a foundation quiz to kind of match your foundation. We have a perfect match, the Intella match. It's great, and so we can send you that so you can kind of make sure that you have the right color, and then we can match from the foundation. We can match the CC cream and the powder. So bye everyone, hope you enjoyed everything.